Hi everyone, thank you for joining me on Check It Out with Carmella-T. So today I'm going to show you some of the doggy coats I made Sophia, and I'm going to share with you some of the ones that I bought. And here's little Sophia hiding under my shawl. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips as I go on, and to tell you what has worked best for me. I've been making doggy coats forever, but I have focused heavily on the past 6 years with Sophia because she has her chest area here is it's like a 21, and she's a very small dog, and her neck is like a 12, and then the wider part of it goes to 14. So and her back is a little long. It's like a 12, 14. So for a little dog, it's hard to find her coat. But I'm going to share with you too a coat that I did find, and it's not an advertisement, but the brand. I'm going to give you the brand name. I'm going to show you the coat that I did find for her that is exquisitely made, because they're allowing about a 3-inch adjustment. And that's exactly what you need with dogs, because they have different measurements for sure, just as people do, and in different places. So this doggy coat I crocheted for Sophia, and I had done this for Thanksgiving, and first I was just doing the circles. And as I did the circles, I was making it bigger and bigger. I was measuring the circle. This part goes up to the yellow. On Sophia's back. I kept going like this on her back. I don't know why she's hiding under my shawl, but anyway, and I kept measuring it to make sure that it was going to fit right. Now the best stitch that I did is a tight stitch. So not doing any chains, just doing half double crochet or double crochet or single crochet throughout this whole coat. Now, when I got to the point where the circle was coming like down here, down near her tummy area, then I measured the width, and then I crocheted a little band. This band is only this was about a 3.5-inch band, and I had stitched. I first did the band, and then I stitched it onto the circle. And the same with the neck area. I just simply I did the little band that was about maybe 2 inches, and then I stitched it. And then after I stitched it, I wanted to give her a little collar. So I just crocheted a few more rows to give her a collar. And that was super easy. That's how I did that. That's freestyle. And she's had this for several years now. And I've washed it a number of times, and it's held up beautifully. So it's a tight stitch, it's a simple circle, and then crocheting your bands to attach the circle. And this is also, and by the way, this is an acrylic yarn, so she's not allergic to it. So that's acrylic. This also is acrylic, and it's nice and soft. And this I did as a rectangle. So this has to come 21 inches around for her, and I wanted it to fit a little snug, just like this one. So I measured it to make sure I wasn't making it too big. And I'm going to show you in about 2 seconds the coats I made that came out too big, and I'm going to tell you why. And but anyway, I did the same method. Super simple, freestyle rectangle, and then measure your dog, or do an about average measurement of the dog type you're trying to make this for, if it's a gift. And then when you get up to the neck area, just if it's 12 inches around, make sure with that band it's measuring 12 so it slips on nicely. And if you have, you know, a little stretch to it, that's a 1/2 inch or so, that's fine. That will still fit fine. After you attach it, you want a little collar area, just crochet from the band and up above it, and that's going to give you a collar. So this is a beautiful slip-on. It fits her beautifully. Now you're probably wondering about the harness. When she wears a harness, which she does, I don't put collars on her because her neck is way too small and she's too light for that. So I put the harness on and I just pull the tab through. This is a stitch that's more of an open stitch. This was more of a warm fall kind of a coat, and I made it ribbed. So I was working in the back stitch for this. So all freehand, just using measurements. And this was probably a J hook. And I'm going to tell you, this was, I would say this was a E. This was an E hook. So that's how I made those two. One's a circle, one's a rectangle. Now, this one, I'm going to tell you, the yarn, it's so soft, so beautiful. It's like a mohair blend. It is a mohair blend. Spent a little bit on this, and this did not come out at all as I had hoped. And the reason is it's stretchy. Now the bottom, the band here, this is way too big for Sophia. So what I'm going to have to do is tuck it and sew. Either that, or I'm going to cut it, because I had sewed this on to the coat. I can cut the band and do another band, or rip it out till I think it's going to fit, and measure. But the thing of it is, this one I did measure. However, as I'm crocheting, the stretch to this was ridiculous. So that's something I say, getting to know your yarns. And there's certain acrylic blends out there, like Red Heart, that's always highly reliable. And a few others. There's Nicole, I love that one. Now with this coat, I gave her a, this is flannel. This is a flannel backing. I wanted it to be really warm for her. And this is warm, and when I adjust it, it will be, this will be more of maybe a little house coat for her at this point, where she can warm up if she's chilly. Just because of it kind of slips around, and I'm not crazy about the yarn. This was the same deal, but this fits her a little bit better. This I wanted to get real fancy with her for Easter. So I used really big stitches because you're talking about fall, and I used eyelash yarn, and then I put a lace bow. I had this on her about a month ago, and someone said, now that's a coat. So, I mean, she was walking down the street like she was in the Easter parade. And so it slips on. This does slip on beautifully on her. And I had the same problem with it being big, but I tightened it, and so that fits very nicely on her. Again, it's just a really big circle, and you measure. And the nice thing about this is, as you can see, this is the neck area. Now, I crocheted more, so I would get a collar. Okay, so there's the collar. You can see it. And it's adorable. It is a little loose, kind of loose, but it fits her nice with her harness on. Yeah, you like that coat. So I make all these coats really easy to slip on Sophia because her legs are very tiny. She's very small. So I don't want it to be a big to-do to try to get on her. This we use as a house coat. This I did not make, this one. These I did not make. So these I bought, and I want to share them with you because they're very nice. And this is a little, it's supposed to be a little dog's face on there. And they put the little hole there for the harness, so it's in a very good place. It's long enough, so it fits well. Now, I want to show you what's interesting about this is they did a rectangle, But what I love about this, different from the way I do it, because I do a little band here and a little band here. They put the whole band, and then you've got the little feet coming in. And that's that's a perfect way to do it. And if you're making a coat out of just fabric, cut your square, cut your bottom, cut your rectangle, cut your bottom rectangle, so. That's another way to do it. We'll cover that later in detail because I've been playing around with a few like that. And years ago I did a few like that. Now this is a jacket that it zips. It's kind of weird. It zips from on her back. So here's her feet, and she steps into it. She has a really hard time stepping into this. Although I have to tell you, this particular coat, when this is zipped, this fits her like it was absolutely tailor-made for her. So I love the fact that this coat fits her like it's tailor-made. And then it has the rings here for the leash. So no harness, because this is a built-in harness. This is a beautiful coat. Now the brand I don't know, because this one I got at a thrift shop. But for her, it is difficult to step into these. Or for her to sit and for me to get her little legs in there. So, but it's a beautiful coat. This is a lightweight jacket. So, now I'm going to share with you, this one is from Chewy, and the brand name, because I just got this, is Hurtta. And I have to tell you, this isn't an advertisement, but I am delighted with this. And the reviews on this were ecstatic. And I did research for quite some time before I got this coat, because this coat was very expensive. But I have to tell you, I put this on her once already. This is the reason it's expensive. First of all, it's insulated with self-warming heat insulation going through. And it's adjustable, the whole thing. From the neck here, this neck piece stretches. So I was able, knowing her measurements, she's a 12 to 14 in the neck area. So they give you the measurements, and they give you the option to adjust. How beautiful is that? And they use about a 3-inch adjustment gap with leeway, which is perfect for anybody with a dog. Because when you go by the sizes, when you get that coat, if it's just right to the size, it might not fit in one area of your dog. Now, the other part of this that's adjustable is of course the band going around. And this is, usually I don't like these styles where the clip is going around the waist. But this one, whoops, that's falling off because that's adjusted to her size, not to the fabric. So this coat, though, it gives you lots and lots of room to work with. So I adjusted this to her 21-inch waist, which is, Sophia loves to eat, but it still has about, 3 good inches there. So this is a beautiful coat. It has two openings here where you can pull the little chain of your harness. So I put her harness on there and I pull that. Now down here, this is fitting around her little back legs if you want to put them around her back legs. If you don't, just leave them. And this area, of course, here's the tail, comes down here. And this falls right over her little legs. If you don't want these to fall over her little legs, they give you the option to button them back. So I could button this back if I want to. And see here, I'm going to show you. And now by buttoning them back, you have giving your dog a little more comfort and room in their tail and leg hind area. So, and this is the most adorable part of this coat, is this is a scarf. It's a cowl that first you slip your dog in, you slip this over her head, and then and then you just simply buckle. So she's not worried about her legs. If your dog has leg issues, this parka is beautiful. I mean, I took her out and she stayed warm in this because this part comes right up to the ears, and if you want to cover her head, you pull this hoodie up and out, and it's kind of like a slouchy, just adorable style. So that's from Chewy, and it's Hurtta. So you have to actually put parka in there. I was on the site for quite some time, and I did not find this. I did not see it. It did not come up. So I put parka or Hurtta, and it came up. So it's a beautiful coat, and much thought put behind that design. So I hope that helps. Those tips about, measure the neck, give extra consideration to, as the neck comes down, might be 12 going right around, and then when you're coming down a little bit in the wider part of the neck, it might be a 14, or it might be a 13, 15. So you want to consider that when you're making your coat or you're buying your winter coat for your dog. So I hope that helps, and you have a beautiful, healthy, and safe holiday with you and your dog and your family. Thank you.